Welcome to Grace Among Us, the podcast where we unearth the many faces and places of grace and share stories of the power of grace in our human lives. Our desire is that this will inspire you to see grace in your own life and share it with others.
Hello. I'm Carrie Richard. I am a mindset coach who helps people make space and enjoy the ride. And I'm here with Ebony Gilbert, and we are going to talk about, no surprise, grace. Yes. Hi, Ebony.
Good morning, good day, Carrie.
How are you?
I'm good. I'm so good. It's a Friday. Excited about that. The end of a week, the beginning of a weekend.
Yeah.
How are you?
I'm fabulous.
Outstanding.
I'm excited to be here with you. I like, sometimes we change up the times that we meet, and I like the shift. Kind of
shakes it up a little bit.
Yeah, it kind of gets me out of my comfort zone even a little bit more. So thank you. Hey, I think, today we're going to talk about heaven's net.
Yes, we are.
And you want to get us started? What is that? What does heaven's net mean to you?
What does heaven's net mean to me? Prior to about 30 days ago, not much. And then these two people I know decided to create this event and curate this agenda. And Heaven's Net was the inspired topic. So I've been thinking about it a lot more lately. And I don't know if I've firmed up my full thought around it, but I can tell you this much. When I think of a net, and I'm from a small fishing town and there's lots of boating and things of that sort. When I think of a net, I think of something that catches a bunch of stuff. It's a catch-all, it's a place where things get caught up, which sounds very restricting, but it's also very protective and very inclusive. So I think of something being captured, but not in a prison way.
No hostages.
No hostages.
I gotcha. Yeah, I am.
Which is a very elementary understanding, right? But I'm still developing and thinking about it. What are your thoughts about it?
Well, that's what I love about it. I just actually heard it in passing a while ago, and it was like kind of caught me up, like heaven's net.
Pun intended, it caught you up?
Oh, nice catch. It did catch me up.
Catch. Ha! Nice catch. Caught you
Oh
up.
my gosh, we could just do this for the whole time, but we won't. We promise. We promise. So, it is like I can't fall through the cracks. When I am reliant on something bigger than me, on God, like there's this net, there's these sayings out here, leap in the net will appear, or, don't do this, doing something without a net and all this. But like in the, with grace, it's always there. That net is always there. And I can either believe that or I cannot believe it. And truth be told, I don't always believe it. And what happened?
You said something.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
You said something. You said, I can't fall between the cracks. So a net has holes in it. To me, the net is the grace. The holes are free will. You can remain contained in the net, but you got to breathe, You still have a view. You still have a glimpse into the outside world, the surrounding area. You can still see. It's not prison. It's not solitary confinement. You can breathe. You can have free will, but you're still caught up.
Yeah.
With the safety of knowing I'm not going to fall between these cracks. Now, if I want to claw out.
If you want to bring your buck knife and you want to do it yourself, cut a hole.
Cut your way through.
Yeah.
The net's not going to stop you.
Yeah.
But when you said I'm not going to fall between the cracks, I had this vision of the holes in the net. And like, if you think of fishing, the fish aren't falling through holes, but they can still breathe and they can still function. And they're still part of this environment, even though they're contained in this net.
Right.
I'd like to think that we're contained in this net with free will, with the safety and security of grace, the net, but there's still holes.
Absolutely. It's not restrictive.
No.
It's supportive. And the question, I've been playing with the idea of like when I'm fearful or when I am afraid to do something or I put my guard up, like I'm going to be protecting myself, right? I ask myself, am I believing that I'm in heaven's net? And most of the time when I'm in that space, the answer is no. So on the flip side of that, if I remember I'm in heaven's net, like, what can I not do? And why am I afraid?
Because who's holding the other side of the net?
It's not me. The good Lord. So I don't know if confidence is the right word. It's like that question that gets bantered about, like, what would I do if I couldn't fail?
What would I do if I couldn't fail? What would you do?
I would sing in front of people.
Yeah?
I love to sing. I sing in my car. I'm afraid. I'm afraid.
Uh-oh. I think we have an activity for you.
Oh, oh, good Lord.
Get ready, get ready, get ready.
Um, I could say, I mean, I could look back. I probably would have said things I had held back on. Um, I might have taken risks that I didn't take. There are regrets that I have that I didn't uh say what I needed to say or express something to somebody, to a loved one or something like that. I'm sure I could make a whole list, Ebony. How about you? What would you do if you couldn't fail?
I think it would eliminate the hesitancy in trying new things. Um, I'd go for it. And the truth of the matter is, well, let me ask you this. Let me ask you this. The way you defined failure when you were in those moments, that fear of failure during those moments, do you define failure the same way today, comparatively speaking, to how you defined it back then? So, what was fearful and stopped you from saying those things and doing those things 10, 20 years ago, those regrets? Looking back, was that fear of failure rational? And in some cases, I'm sure it is. Or now at this point in your life, you're like, there was no failure. I wouldn't have failed either way.
I didn't have that discernment at all. It was, I might offend them, anger them. I might put myself in a situation where I wouldn't, one, I wouldn't look good, or people weren't going to like me anymore. It was all this worldly worry.
The holes in the net.
Yeah. Yeah. And today I still have fear. I, I, I mean, I don't know that I'm going to be cured of that, and that's probably a good thing. But it's more of a signal to get curious than it is to like just put a halt to it and run the other way.
If you could replace the fear of failure with something else that's within the net, what would it be?
Ask me that. Ask me that again.
So the fear of failure is outside of the net, right?
Oh, I like it.
and you got these holes so you can see it and you can feel it, you
Oh,
can
so
experience it.
yeah,
If you
yeah.
could replace that with what's in the net, what would it be?
So what's in the net is like abundant, unceasing love and encouragement and confidence and like, do it. Do it. If that's on your heart, do it. It's there for a reason.
You said something a little while ago. You said, well, I didn't have the discernment back then. I think discernment is one of those things in the net as well. Like it helps you to discern, is it wise for me to do this at this moment? Not because of fear, but is this the right time and the right place for it?
Yeah.
It's that whole pause and slow down for a minute.
I'll tell you what, I love that you say that because it's interesting. I probably decide not to say a lot of things today, but for a very different reason. Not because I'm afraid, because they're not necessary.
Yeah.
They're not
Yeah.
loving. They're probably not. I've probably got something going on that I'm going to spill over onto somebody else, right?
How will this help in this moment? You know, will these
Yeah.
words help anything in
Yeah.
this moment?
And I love to explain and complicate things. So I don't need to do that.
Yeah. For me, it's the slowing down.
So if fear of failure is outside the net, what's inside the net from your perspective?
There is no failure
Yeah.
in the net. If I claw my way outside of the net, if I claw myself outside of grace, outside of the will, outside of the kingdom, there's there's failure. But even that can be work for your good. And you'll always be welcome back into the net. But within the net, there is no failure. It's a hymn I really like. There's no failure. Uh, he'll finish what he started. So for me, I would eliminate the option of failure altogether in the net.
Yeah.
I'm protected.
Absolutely.
And I'm in a community. Nothing exists in a net by itself. I'm not doing life alone in the net. So even if I mess up, I'm surrounded by folks who are in the same net with me who have my back.
Absolutely.
And I can trust that wherever my actions land in the net, I don't have to be fearful of offense if I'm in the net and I'm operating in that grace and in the will. Now, I'm not there yet, but it would replace fear with there is no failure.
Yeah. So if there is no failure, what would you do?
Trying to do it these days, slow down and make sure I have guided steps. Because, there's no failure, but there can be missteps. I can go from here to the corner in a straight shot, or I can go the wrong way and still get to the same corner, but it's gonna take a hell of a lot longer.
Mhm.
I if there's no failure, let me slow down and assess the situation that I'm in or that I'm faced with or whatever, and make sure I'm going in the most guided way to get to where I need to be. Whether it's a conversation, a situation, a moment, controlling my own emotions. Just pause. Pause for that discernment.
You
And
know
I'm
what?
working on that.
I just got an image of, you know, when I'm spot on or I'm aligned to guided steps, like if I'm listening and I'm taking the guided steps, there's not a lot of effort. And it's almost like I'm not fighting that I'm in the net. But if I'm trying to get out of the net and do it my way,
That requires some effort.
that's a lot of effort. I think of all the movies and stuff where like people get snatched up into a net and they're like, "Ah," and that's what I do when I don't listen.
I'm excited about talking more and hearing more about what Heaven's Net means to people on March 13th.
Absolutely. Me too. It's a beautiful community that is gathering, and there is still some space.
Please come.
And yeah, come have fun, because when we're supported not only in community but by this beautiful net that has got us, I'm excited to see what's on people's hearts and what they may be encouraged to undertake or move forward on or understand or come to terms with or be excited about, with the support of no failure.
No failure. What's in the net for you?
Yeah.
Is it confidence? Is it discernment? And what's outside the net for you? Is it insecurity? Is it your past? What's outside of the net and what's in the net for you? And how do we ensure that what's outside of the net doesn't distract us from the benefits of being in the net?
Yeah.
The benefit package is amazing.
It's fabulous.
The perks.
It's really, there's a lot of perks in there. It's
tenure.
There you go. University of Life, tenured professor.
That is correct.
Woo. And the question, another question could be, am I in the net? If you've got something new or something uncomfortable, or, it's like, am I operating from the net? Or am I operating, have I taken my buck knife and slit a hole and
now I'm flailing in this ocean of life
and slipped out? And
we're
all waving to you. Come on, come back. Come on in.
I don't have an anchor holding me. Now I'm sinking instead of being held.
Yeah.
Great questions. Let's explore it more. I'm excited. So what, March 13th through the 15th?
Yeah.
Camp Piankatink,
Virginia, on the river.
On the river.
Come see us.
Come see us.
Come celebrate with us.
Come be with
fun
us.
with us. Yeah.
I like it.
This is good. All right, Ebony. Anything to wrap it up?
One thought. And I hope I don't mess it up because I just got it. Haven't had time to articulate it. The net is smaller than the surrounding area. The ocean's always bigger than the net. The sea, the Gulf is always bigger than the net. That's okay.
It is okay.
That's okay. Because you know who's holding the net.
Yeah. And there's room for everybody in it.
And sometimes the net has to rest at the bottom for a little while to do all the collecting it needs to do before it gets lifted up. Those are my thoughts. We're going to play with that a little bit.
Okay. All right.
Outstanding. Until next time. We'll see you soon. And
yes. Grace out.
Grace out.
Thank you so much for joining us. If you enjoyed this episode, please let us know. We love to hear from you, and share it with a friend. Also, please be sure to subscribe so you're notified when a new episode is posted. We hope you're leaving with another pointer to grace, a new perspective that will light it up in your own life. Until next time, be well, be bold, be kind to yourself, and be on the lookout.